Welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, Episode 3. My name is Flaming Cacti, and today we're going to be doing the Basics of Agriculture mission. But before we get into that, let's talk about what we did in the previous episode quickly, just to recap. We put down a hospital, so that way our sick citizens can get healthy again. Put down a fire station, so that way if any of our buildings happen to catch on fire, they can be swiftly put out. And then we put down this Communist Party headquarters, which acts as a university. And we also put down the secret police after doing some researches with it. Alright, so in this episode, we're going to be doing the Basics of Agriculture mission. So, the flavor text says, "Greetings, comrade. I am Rastroya Antonov, a seasoned farmer of the Soviet Republic. With calloused hands and a heart deeply connected to the land, I stand as a testament to the resilience of our people. Allow me to illuminate the mechanics of collectivization, a vital step towards a unified and thriving agricultural future for our great nation." Fields are the lifeblood of the Soviet Republic, where sowing and harvesting yield precious crops to feed our citizens. Alright, so now we need to put down 10 fields. Where do we want to put the fields? Well, there's a few considerations to make with that. So what I'm thinking about right now is we're later going to have more industry. We really don't have any industry right now, and we're just working on doing some agriculture at the moment. But we'll later need to do industry, and industry is polluting. You don't want industry next to where your people live, otherwise they'll get sick, they'll have to go to the hospital more, and it just won't be good. So wherever I place industry needs to be at least half a kilometer, maybe a kilometer away. A kilometer's a pretty good distance. 750 meters is kind of the sweet spot. So, considering that I don't want my industrial areas right up on top of my city, that influences where I'm going to put down my fields. Because the fields are not polluting, I can put down the fields anywhere. So maybe I can be more efficient with my space by putting the fields closer to the city. And then, farther away from the city, we can have the industry, the polluting industry. So, I'm thinking we'll place our fields around here. Let me think for a moment and figure out exactly how I'm going to go about that. Alright, I've thought about it and here's what I've come up with. So I don't want the small fields, I don't want the medium fields, I want the big fields. Because it's more efficient when it comes to harvesting and taking care of them. So I'm thinking if I center a field here, let's line that up perfectly. Alright, so if I put down a field there, and I'll give myself a little bit of, I'll give myself as much space as I can, just in case we need to insert things on the opposite side of the road. So we'll do that. And let's put in the next one. Let's see, how is this going? Let me plop this down. Alright, right there should be the same. No, it's not. Come on. I get rid of that tree. Let's see, terrain tools. This is... Alright, I guess never mind. Unless I need to give myself a little more space on it, maybe. Something more like that. You can't tell, I can be very nitpicky with such things. And I wish I could place it down right there, because otherwise it would work absolutely perfect. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. So I guess maybe there. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of space to the side of the field. Just wanted to be even. Let's see, how's that? So that's probably fit a road through there if I really wanted to, right? Yeah. And could I fit a road through there? I can. Unless I were to go about this a slightly different way, but no, that doesn't... Sorry, I was just thinking maybe if I put a road through there, like such, and then instead built the fields off like that way and that way. Now, by doing that, I'm going to have farm vehicles going down my city street. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I should reconsider. But I do like the idea of it being closely integrated with the city. Let's see, can I get rid of that and then... Because I would imagine I could connect it in perfectly. I just wonder why it's not... Oh, right there, yeah. Great, perfect. The automatic road connection just wasn't being perfect enough for me. Alright, so with that, let's copy it on the other side. Right there. And then right there. Does that work? Is that it? Yeah, that's I think that counts. Yeah, that works, and then that works. Oh shoot, I did not mean to do that. Now I'm gonna have to redo that field. There we go. So we've got 6 fields down. Can probably get 2 and 2 for a total of 10. So let's do that. Now if I had... Well, I'm thinking is whether I want to put the roads there, or not roads, the field there, and then there and there, or if I'd rather do a field there and there. Then same thing reversed on that side. Because I don't need a lot more space. I don't know what I'm going to do with this area, so I may as well kind of fill it in like that. Well, I don't want to do that willy-nilly. when all it would take would be to extend these roads up some. Not necessarily connect it with the highway, but just extend them up. Let's build it close. Let's do the first idea. Let's do this. Yeah. Ooh, perfect. Excellent. I need to see it from the other angle. And I think that, and what I did there was I held down Control to not place down the road. So I want to manually put down the road, and I wish it would let me do it precisely there, but it's not letting me, but I guess it could be worse. So we'll just stick with that, I guess. They're not perfectly aligned though. Do I want to fix that? No, I don't. Okay. Oh, what did that say? I didn't read it. I wish I could get that back. Sorry, I forgot to read out that text. But let's build a farm now. So, farms in the Soviet Republic function as garages and storages where mechanization sends out tractors for sowing, combines for harvesting, and covered trucks for collecting the crops. Yeah, so let's put in our farm then. It's recommending a small farm. I'm going to put down a big farm now. So it also has these connections, the factory connections. Those are the yellow and black arrows that you can see. So I want to be mindful of that because I can build a silo off of this using those connections, which will allow me to more efficiently store the harvest. Can we squeeze that in there, or is it slightly too big? Slightly too big. Okay. So, in that case, let's do this. I guess I should do my snapping tool. Now I'm also looking at the pipe connection as well, and I want to make sure that it's not going to be up against a road, because I think you can import fertilizer through there. So maybe I should put the farm there-ish. Yeah, that'll do. Right there. Perfect. Oh, one thing important to mention is these fields, they can do 250 workers each, but you don't need people to work the fields. I guess it doesn't hurt to have the workers enabled right now, but you don't need workers to work fields. You can turn that all the way down and just have machinery do it. But since everything is within walking distance for the most part, maybe I should leave it on for now. But if I leave it on for now, I'm gonna forget about it. So no, let's just take him down. Alright. So, let's unpause the game and let this farm build. You can see people were walking to the field to work, but they're probably getting turned back because I've turned it off. I think they're just walking to the field because they detected that before I turned down the labor. Alright, let's get this farm building faster. Double speed. There we go. Alright, ensure every field is connected to the farm. So if you click on the farm and you scroll down, you can do auto search, or you can turn off auto search and specify. We're going to turn off auto search, and I'm just going to specify our 10 fields since I don't really want this farm doing anything else. I'm going to set the minimum fertility to like 1. So I guess that's 10%. Just that way if it can. Oh boy, nutrient level 2. Fertility 11.69%. Wow. 75, 75. Why is that one like not fertile? Is it? The fertility on the fields where I had one previously and then I demolished it and then I put down another one is very low. I've never observed that before. Let's try something. So I'm wondering if I need to restore soil first. That wasn't what I thought that tool would do. Because I'm wondering if it needs grass. I press N. I think there used to be a shortcut. Oh, what is that shortcut? Hang on. Alright, I figured it out. So the N button does regrow grass, but you have to be in cheat mode to do it. If you're curious, you can start cheat mode by pressing left shift, and while holding left shift, hold down the buttons C, H, E, like the first 3 letters of cheat. So hold down shift, C, H, E, and that's how you enable cheat mode. Alright, so let's put down the fields again. And yep, fertility 70%. So that was the problem. Weird. I wouldn't have expected destroying a field and then placing it back down to have gotten rid of most of their fertility. So I guess just be aware. Let's put down that one there. Yeah. That'll do. Yeah. Nice. Alright. So what now? Tractor, combine, and a covered truck. there's a ratio to this. There's an optimal ratio to buy these things. Let me look that up, and I'll share that with you. All right, so here's what you want to do. You want to have it's going to be 3 tractors, 6 harvesters, and 4 trucks is about the ratio you want. 363 also works. 364 is a little better. Having an excess of trucks is better than not, because otherwise it might decay in the field if you don't pick up all your harvest in time. Let's get down some tractors. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tractors. I'm doubling the numbers I just said, by the way. So they got a CK Harvester level 24. Do we have a better one in American dollar? Speed level 30. No, it's close enough. We'll be fine with the CK4. So let's do 12 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then let's do 8 trucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's fill up the rest with a... Let's get another tractor. Well, hey, I just thought about it. I have 12 harvesters and 10 fields. Probably don't need 12 harvesters for 10 fields. So I'm just going to do 10 harvesters, because they should all have their own harvester, essentially, by this math. It's not in line with the ratio, but it's in line with logic. Meaning, the fields can only have 1 harvester at a time. So having more harvesters than fields is pointless. Alright, so what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tractors. Now we have 8. 9, 10. Oh, and then, okay, so we're doing 10 of each, I guess. Should be more than enough. Only concern might be not enough trucks, but having 1 of each type for each field should probably do the trick. Anyways, let's move on. Liquid fertilizer will make your fields more profitable. Liquid fertilizer is spread using tractors after fields are sowed. Okay. So let's purchase liquid fertilizer. We're gonna auto purchase a little bit. And that'll just keep it topped up. Alright, so that should be good. So at least 10 fields. So these trucks should be departing soon. Or not trucks, but tractors. Let's turn on double speed. So each field has 1 tractor, each field has 1 harvester, each field has 1 truck. I would imagine that would work well. Maybe not enough trucks to pick up all the harvest in the end, though. Because it's a lot of grain, and it's going to be a lot of back and forth. Alright, well, let's actually turn off wireframe. That's kind of ugly. So that's chugging away. Let's let that finish, and I'll bring you guys back in a minute. I just noticed something. So I was looking through my messages, Noticed research program finished. I guess that's an old one, but nonetheless, we should probably have a research program going at all times. So let's see, what can we do? Logistic optimization is gonna unlock, what's it called? Distribution offices, and those are really nice. They allow for automated distribution of goods in a smart way. So let's do logistic optimization. And that's ripping nice. It's really going. Yeah, so I guess while the farms are being sowed, I'll do some researches. And I just noticed I had to re-add these two large farms to the farm. Or, sorry, large fields to the large farm. The reason why they're completed so quick was I had maximum workers enabled because I had to replace them. So it reset that setting. And that's why in the previous clip you saw these fields were being done so quickly, was because there was 250 people who just were going through that field real quick. I never knew it was actually that fast to have actual workers do it. But the downside would be is that it takes a lot of workers. And we have machinery. We can automate that with machinery so that way our workers can do better, more productive things with their time. Alright, so we did the logistics research, and it looks like that did not unlock the distribution office, but it does unlock the distribution office research, so I guess let's do that and actually unlock the distribution office. Although it is nice that the machinery works the fields automatically, they are relatively quite slow. Research program finished. Let's prioritize high-ranked members next. Another research program finished. Let's do education for loyal citizens. Alright, so all the fields have been sown successfully. So Rastoria Antonov says, alright comrades, the seeds are in the ground and now we wait for the harvest. Remember, together we will make these fields flourish and the Soviet Republic will thrive. When the time comes, the cover truck will swiftly collect crops. Keep working hard, for prosperity awaits us all. Okay. So that's the basics of agriculture mission. The only thing that I would add to this is gonna be, let's see, your crops, and then grain storage. You can add these to increase how much grain you can store, or you can do some real big ones, like those. I'm gonna overkill it and put in a real big one. Do I want there? Yeah, I'll do that there. Oh, all that space. That feels kind of wasteful. Yeah, let's do that. Right there. Just so that way when we do harvest the crops, it has a very large storage it can go. Now, I will say one thing. I put down one of them that doesn't have rail, and I'm gonna kick myself for that later on, because transporting grain by truck is a arduous process. It's not very valuable, and it takes up a lot of space. So it's really better suited to be transported by rail, but we're not really thinking about rail right now. Nor will we be anytime in this tutorial. Unless, what's that? Is that a rail? That is rail. Oh boy. Maybe I should have. Well, it's too late now. We'll deal with the consequences of that. But yes, so what that's allowed us to do is later in the next mission, it's going to ask us to, what is it? It's going to ask us to do food or clothes as an industry. So that will allow us to build off of there because, let me pull it up. These factory connections I can then pull out of these silos and connect to our factory that will make food and will make clothes. Alright, well, I say we cut it here for episode 3, and we'll come back in episode 4 to make a food industry. Yep, we're going to make a food and alcohol industry. So that way we can feed our people in-house. I will make a comment though, and that will be that the clothing industry is actually good for exporting. You can make a lot of money with clothing. It does require chemicals in addition to crops, versus food is just crops. But anyways, we have our city's farms. I like the way this is coming along. It's coming along pretty good. And I'm excited to see where this goes. And I was also thinking, before I finished the episode, I was also thinking that at the end of this series, or at least at the end of the campaign, when we finish all of the missions here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the settings and think about bumping all the settings up to hard, essentially. So that way it gives us more to worry about. But maybe I should instead do the second campaign, because I feel like the second campaign would probably be the advanced tutorial that will cover all those things anyways. But I don't know. I guess I'll think about more as the time goes on, but that's kind of what I'm considering at the moment, because I do like this city here, and I want to play this on hard mode, but I also want to do the tutorial with you guys. But I don't want to have to copy myself and do it all over. But anyways, that's enough for one episode. We'll come back tomorrow in episode 4 to do our food and alcohol industries. Well, have a good one. Thank you for watching.